Welcome back everybody to another Marvel Rivals video. I'm Gavin, or GGLounge. We just got our first look at the Marvel Rivals map Tokyo 2099, which is Peni Parker's map. But with the Easter eggs we see here, I'm thinking this could lead to being more than just one character's specific map. Maps might not be based on certain characters like Overwatch is, but it feels that way so far with Yggdrasil, Yggdrasgard. We got Hela and Loki specifically being like hashtagged in those trailers for those maps and stuff. So it kind of feels like there are specific maps for each character. We see a lot of Peni Parker on signs in this map, and we get a couple new details on the game itself and how it's going to be played. And with this trailer comes a ton of Easter eggs, including a look at Doctor Doom and Captain America potentially, and just so many things that I'm not even going to pretend like I know from the comics because I just don't read the comics. I'm a big MCU fan. I've seen a ton of breakdowns and Easter eggs of other things where they reference comics, so I've learned a lot over time, and I know of some of these things, but not the nitty-gritty details of them. But you know, if you do enough research on the marvel.com, you'll find a lot about all these names that are on the buildings. So I'll go over some of them here in this breakdown. But just note, in the future, I mostly will be doing gameplay breakdowns. I'm not New Rockstars, I'm not Koi Jandro, so I cannot reference all of these things all the time whenever we get a trailer. But gameplay breakdowns, be there or be square, I will be there. This is the one exception, so let's hop into this. Our first opening shot here mentions a ton of places from Monix, Public Eye, Yashida, Pixel Corp, and Green Globe. Also, this little spider drone on the ground that looks like it belongs to Peni, or just part of the city, has 4 scratches on it, and it kind of looks like Spider-Man 2099's claws, not gonna lie, except like really tiny. So unless he drank some pin particles or something and shrunk down, I don't know. Just wanted to point that out. Those orange scratches really look like his claw marks. Also, look at this in the bottom right of the opening shot. We got a little health pack, which we've already seen before in the gameplay trailer. But yeah, so far it doesn't seem like there's different sized ones. Maybe they all just restore the same amount of health for everybody, or it's a percent based system, or we just haven't seen other sizes yet. But like in Overwatch, for example, you have ones that restore a small amount of health and ones that restore a big amount of health. First off, this one is super exciting. The Monix here. This place originally appeared in the Ghost Rider 2099 comics, which, I mean, ooh, if we get a Ghost Rider and he has 2099 skins and stuff, that is going to be sick. So that was super exciting to learn right when I looked up Monix. Now, Monix as a company has appeared 9 times or 10 times. There's 2 different sites saying 9 or 10 times in Marvel Comics from 1994 to 2013. Basically, the gist of it is Kenshiro Cochran, nicknamed Zero, hacked into Monix at one point, stealing valuable information. People came after him. Before Zero could completely be killed off by these people, he injected himself into the cyberspace somehow. I don't know, I probably have to read the comic to know. And he left his body there to die. His consciousness went off floating into a hidden part of the cyberspace called the Ghost Works. This all sounds really cool, I should read this comic. And in that same Ghost Works cyberspace, a group of strange beings took his body and rebuilt it, basically like Terminator, out of like carbon steel into an android body, and they infused the old long vanished Ghost Rider inside of him. These people hated humans, I guess, and they wanted him to be the next Ghost Rider in 2099. So that's the gist of Monix. So that might be hinting at, I mean, Ghost Rider, literally Ghost Rider 2099 showing up in the game at one point. That's super awesome. But yeah, that's all I could find on Monix. If you want a full breakdown, go ask Koi Jandro. Alchemax is basically the future Oscorp of Marvel. That's the best way I could describe Alchemax. We've seen it in the Spider-Verse movies as well. It's appeared a couple times. Miguel O'Hara worked there at one point. They merged Spider DNA, and they basically do all the things Oscorp does. They've even had a section of them that cloned X-23, and like 4 of her clones escaped and killed a bunch of people. They do it all there, mixing genes of different animals and doing weird experiments just like Oscorp. So if you know Oscorp, you basically know Alchemax. They're just like the future version of it in simplest terms. I'm sure some Marvel Comics people would get mad at me for saying that, but that's what they're most compared to. And Private Eye over there is basically just the police force that was sponsored by Alchemax. Also, recommend comics down below if you know a lot about everything that's in this trailer. If you're a big Marvel Comics fan, let people know which comics to read to get to know which one of these buildings or companies or characters that might be introduced. Because behind each one of these companies are big figures. Just pointing out, like Oscorp, for example, you got Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. Each one of these companies basically has a big villain behind it that could potentially be in the game. For example, the vice president behind Alchemax is named Fearmaster, so I mean, that sounds like someone that would definitely fit in this game. Might as well just call yourself Killgrave. Alright, now we have Green Globe as a company, and this one is just another one from the 2099 different types of comics. The only real thing I could find on Green Globe about a person that could come to the game is Ravage here, because it is from the Ravage 2099 comics. But yeah, this guy assassinates his brother, who is the head of the mega corporation that is Green Globe, and takes his place. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff, like this person that turns into a Norse entity and stuff. I don't even know, but it's hard to research Green Globe, but it does appear in the Ravage 29 comics, so who knows, maybe this guy will be in Marvel Rivals one day. I'm pretty sure most of these companies are just like not hinting at people that could come to the game, but it's just building up the universe, all the companies that are in here, what we can expect lore-wise, and yeah, little Easter eggs and nods to the comics. Now the Yashida signs, this could be hinting at Mariko Yashida, also known as the Scarlet Samurai. She falls in and out of love, well, kind of always in love with Wolverine in the comics, but forced by her father to fall in love with other people. The Scarlet Samurai was head of the Yashida clan, which was a criminal organization. She didn't want to be a part of it, but was forced into it. And she has ties to a bunch of different people. Her cousin is like Sunfire in the comics. But yeah, I'm guessing that's what the Yashida sign is hinting at. Now Horizon Labs up at the top here, that is a big name in Marvel. Even I recognize it, and I don't even read the comics. It's well known with its association to Spider-Man, but Peter's worked there, Doc Ock, Bruce Banner, Morbius, a ton of different characters have worked there, and it's kind of just like the big leading company in technology in the Marvel universe. And I just learned at one point it was absorbed by Alchemax. I don't know how that happened, but that would be interesting to read about. And Horizon Labs is responsible for a ton of big inventions, like anti-werewolf suits, anti-ghost, anti-zombie, the Spiidr armor Mark II, the stealth suit, and a ton of other things. So big company, big tech. Now this one was a little hard to read, but you see it later in the trailer. It is Pixel Corp. And just like everything else here, it's a giant mega corporation that's mainly featured in Spider-Man 2099 and Doom 2099 comics. And at one point was even attacked by a giant robotic, half robot, half Flora man thing, which is kind of sick. If Man-Thing comes to the game, I hope that's a skin for him. And interestingly enough, Pixel Corp is actually against Doom 2099, against Alchemax, against Stark Fujikawa, which we'll see in a second. But yeah, just like everything else, giant mega corporation from the future, except it's supposed to be in Spain. A lot of these aren't in the right places because this is in Tokyo right now. And a lot of these are from like Nueva York in 2099 and stuff like that. So everything is mashed up here into Tokyo. And Stark Fujikawa here is basically a Stark Industries, but based out in Japan. They're responsible for creating like the HUD inside of Iron Man's suit, different shield holotables that like, you know, they project out and create maps. But in 2099, they merged Stark Industries with Fujikawa Industries in a different universe. They merged together, and that's probably what this Stark Fujikawa is. And Fujikawa Industries in the comics runs experiments on temporal energy generation and probably is what's responsible for the giant portal in the sky in this map, which we'll see in a second. But at one point in the comics, they're running experiments and they trade places with Spider-Man 2099, trades places with Peter Parker, and they swap, which is actually kind of fun. And then in the comics, they test the machine again right after that happens, and they cause tremors in the space-time continuum. So not very good with their technology, I guess. Maybe they get better in the comics, I don't know. But it looks like in this game, Peni Parker is the main person behind it. Maybe Stark Fujikawa is responsible for her suit, most likely. Actually, almost 100%. Or maybe the Spider-Man 2099 that was in this reality accidentally didn't swap places with Peter Parker, but swapped places with Peni Parker from the future. So that's how she ended up here. That would be very interesting. Now, everything from this point on is going to go pretty rapid fire, but right here we have a Spider Cat Cafe that is lovely. I'm sure we're going to see some spider cats inside that. Also, there's just a lot of art in the maps, like this big graffiti of this chick up here. Don't know exactly who that is. I could make a ton of guesses, but I'm just not going to say anything. Maybe someone will know down in the comments. But yeah, I can make so many guesses on some lady in a white dress of who that could be. Also, this sign right here, it says something like Spider-Zet. I don't exactly know, so I couldn't find anything on that. But on the wall, we have graffiti of Spider-Punk, and we see more of Spider-Punk later on. And right here on this sign, it says Douglas Jazz. Now, this could be referring to Arthur Douglas, who was a jazz musician in the comics. At one point, I guess Thanos comes down and kills him in his car with his family. Don't know why Thanos would do that, but it's pretty messed up. One person in the vehicle survived, though. Her name is Heather Douglas, and the father of Thanos took her back to Titan, raised her, and she became Moondragon, which sounds awesome. There's a whole lot of stuff you can read about Moondragon. She's killed a cosmic dragon or something. I don't even know, but she sounds pretty cool. But yeah, Arthur Douglas, the guy that got killed in the car, is apparently Drax. So don't know how that works, but that is Drax. So maybe Douglas Jazz is referring to Drax coming to the game, or Moondragon. Either way, pretty awesome. Right here we get a look at Spider-Man again on the wall, Spider-Punk. We get a look at the hand store over here. I don't know what the full name is, but it has a picture of a hand, store, and ninja stars. So probably the hand, which we see in live action if you want to get to know the hand. They're in Daredevil if you want to watch that. And back here we see the Scarlet Samurai I was talking about earlier, the head of the Yashida clan, the person that was in love with Wolverine and all that. So that's pretty cool. I actually think she might come to the game. And as soon as I saw this next part, I instantly posted it onto the Reddit. But look at that, we got Doctor Doom and Captain America on an arcade machine. I looked up the name of this arcade machine and the game that's on it, and I didn't find anything. So I don't know if this was a game that actually existed before, since I couldn't find anything. I don't think I had any typos or whatever, but yeah, all I could find about War Tales was a DC game, so that's interesting. Maybe we'll have a DC crossover at one point, but probably not. Anyways, Doctor Doom versus Captain America. Captain America here in his classic outfit with the wings on his mask, on his ears. I think that looks super awesome. So if he ever comes to the game, I'm guessing his default skin will look like this. And same with Doctor Doom, since they're drawn in the same exact style as every other character. Also, anything in this trailer that's in Japanese or any other language, I'm not going to translate, but anyone else could. There's a whole mural in the background here with a giant mech suit that says $20.99 on it that you can translate. It literally looks like Reinhardt, but I'm sure that could be Rhino, that could be anyone in the future, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you've translated that or if you know how to read it and figure out who that is. Also, this map just looks incredible in this trailer. Look at how the rooftops just float with jets above the buildings. There's hoverboards on the ground, all these carts on the street. They look all straight out of Overwatch, which is crazy. It's just insane to me how much this art style reminds me of Overwatch. But all the tires of these vehicles, it's just like Overwatch where they float to the side like that. And they're just hovering. So that is super awesome. Right here, another thing, just like the mural behind the arcade machine, we see that it is talking about the heroic age. But yeah, the heroic age is just a whole age of Marvel comics that first appeared in 2010. They have tons of Avengers comics based on it, villains comics with a ton of different villains. MODOK is in there, Eternity, Hank Pym, all these people. Not that Hank Pym's a villain, I'm just naming random characters at this point, but just so many. It would be hard to dive into it. It's basically just a huge Avengers comic run. So whoever that is that died in it and has a mural on the wall, maybe they're not even dead, but I'm still wondering who that person might be. Maybe Magneto in this game. Right here, we actually get to see one of the spawn rooms of the game. Just like TF2 or Overwatch, they got a big healing door. So right when you walk in there, you'll get healed a ton. And yeah, it looks like on the monitors, you can see some of the points on the map. I can't tell how many of these monitors are pointing to the same thing, but yeah, you can definitely see some control points. And I'm guessing this map is for the convergence mode, but we still don't know a lot of details on what that exactly is yet. So we'll have to wait till May 10th to find out. Right here, we see a big poster of Peni Parker's suit that says Spiidr on it. So I'm guessing that's just the name of her suit. And right above it, it says something Industries. I can't read it exactly. Might be Fujikawa Industries or Stark Industries, some kind of industries, and that's responsible for making the Spiidr suit. Here is an up close look at one of the points that you have to capture on the map, and a mural of something terrifying, which we'll talk about at the end. Another spawn room right here, and also a target range with like meters on the floor. We have that in Overwatch as well in the training room. I don't know if this is going to be one of the training rooms or something. Probably not, but since they have that asset on the floor, they could totally put that in the training range. Also, what's most interesting about this is we see a big blue thing over here. I don't think that's a speed boost power up, even though it has like arrows and it's blue, which you might correlate with speed, but it looks like maybe some kind of bounce pad since the arrows are pointing up, a gravity lift from Halo basically. That's what that seems like. So interesting that we're going to have that in this game. That kind of changes everything for melee characters, being able to get up into the air a little bit, and just characters that I said might not have a lot of mobility before, like Groot. That changes a lot. So that is really interesting to see. And we see a giant whale ship here. I have no idea what that is. Looks straight out of a bunch of different types of games. I'm sure this is in the comics, but looks kind of nuts. Looks like Bioshock-ish, Gears of War-ish. Kind of looks like the MCU Chitauri in a way, but like an advanced version as well. And right here we see a giant portal open up in the sky. So this is just going to be the skybox, which looks amazing above Tokyo 2099. Later on we'll find out on the mural, or we kind of already saw it, but the Master Weaver is coming out of there, who is responsible for like maintaining the web of life and destiny, which we've seen in the Spider-Verse movies a little bit. Not the Master Weaver himself, but we've seen the web. On their Twitter here, they say, with great power comes great responsibility, and it's up to the web warriors to save the streets of Tokyo 2099. I hope they find friendly folks to help out because their neighborhood just got a whole lot bigger. So, I mean, this could be hinting that a ton of different Spider-Man could come to the game. Maybe just skins for Peter. I don't know. At the end of the first trailer revealing the Yggdrasil map, it faded to the Marvel Rivals logo and then it faded back and showed a picture of Hela. And then later, a couple weeks later, we found out Hela actually was coming to the game. This one does the same exact thing here, except it's a mural of the Master Weaver. So potentially that could be hinting that he's coming to the game or another Spider-Man variant. Maybe 2099, maybe Spider-Punk that we see on the murals. Don't exactly know, but they seem to do the same hint already with Hela's reveal, so that could be what we're seeing here. But yeah, the Master Weaver looks pretty scary in that mural in that last shot. But anyways, that is all I have time for today. We found a couple things in the trailer, from the blue gravity lift to some of the lore of the map. But yeah, tons of Easter eggs here with tie-ins to characters that could potentially appear in the game. I'd say the top 5 characters that this trailer reveals that could come to the game is the Scarlet Samurai, the Master Weaver, Doctor Doom 2099, Captain America, and Spider-Punk. I'd say those are the 5. But anyways, that is it for this breakdown. Again, this is the only one I'm going to be doing like this. The rest, I'll just break down gameplay trailers. I'm not going to be looking up a ton of comic stuff and trying to piece together all that. But this was a fun experience, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channel. Tune in when I play the game on May 10th. I'll be posting a video for every single character in my first time playing them. But yeah, this map reveal was amazing. The music was amazing. The director did not lie. They do have a masterful composer for this game. So this was incredible. Anyways, that's it for now. Hopefully we get more trailers soon, and I will see you guys in the next Marvel Rivals video very, very soon.